A deadly shooting along a busy highway, why police need your help to make another arrest. And a new study looks at marijuana use and driving, what it says about deadly traffic accidents.
Temperatures are up now. We've got 90s overhead, but this is just the beginning of a work week warm-up. I've got the full scoop coming up in my complete forecast.
First in the Coachella Valley, you're watching KMIR TV Palm Springs, where the news comes first. KMIR News starts now.
Good afternoon. This is KMIR News First at 4:30, also streaming live on KMIR.com. I'm Thalia Hayden. First at 4:30, we begin with some breaking news right now. It appears to have started in Thermal, making its way through the Central Valley. It started a short time ago. You're getting a live picture right now at one of the two accident scenes. It does appear to be over with now. A suspect is in custody, but this is what happened. The chase ended at Frank Sinatra and Cook, but not before multiple accidents were reported. The first crash happened at Jefferson and Miles. That intersection is now shut down. The second crash took place at Cook and Fred Waring, which is also shut down at this hour. Officials are asking you to please avoid these areas. Once again, a valley-wide car chase has just ended near Applebee's at Frank Sinatra and Cook. Multiple accidents related to this chase were left in its path. Traffic is backed up all over the Mid-Valley. No injuries have been reported despite this overturned sheriff's vehicle. We do have several KMIR crews headed to each of those scenes, and we will continue to update you on this breaking news. So be sure to stay tuned to KMIR News for the very latest. Deputies trying now to find a second suspect in a murder along the I-10. Investigators say 19-year-old Maria Guadalupe Mendoza of Indio was shot inside a car Sunday afternoon while riding from Cathedral City to Indio. She was dropped off at the Indio CHP office and taken to the hospital where she later died. 19-year-old Andrew Castro of Palm Springs was later arrested and charged with her murder. Police are looking for a second suspect, 22-year-old Damian De Los Santos of Cathedral City. His whereabouts are unknown and he's considered armed and dangerous. Anyone with information is asked to call Riverside County deputies. Cathedral City police also investigating a shooting along the I-10 a day earlier that left a woman severely injured. CHP officers stopped a car Saturday afternoon near Date Palm Drive because the car appeared to be swerving in traffic. In the back seat, they found a woman on the floor with multiple gunshot wounds. A 3-month-old in a car seat was covered in blood but unharmed. The woman was taken to the hospital and Cathedral City police arrested the driver. 25-year-old Willie Roy Smith III of San Bernardino was arrested and taken to jail. The child is now in the custody of Child Protective Services. Well, Republican lawmakers returned to Washington today saying Donald Trump is the candidate their voters preferred, and they're claiming they're optimistic about the fall. But as NBC's Steve Handelsman shows us, Trump continues to vilify those GOP leaders.
Paul Ryan and his Republican lawmakers are back on Capitol Hill facing the new reality. Donald Trump, their presumptive presidential candidate, in a struggle with the speaker who talked to the Wall Street Journal.
We shouldn't just pretend that our party is unified when we know it is not.
Trump tweeted, "I look very much forward to meeting with Paul Ryan and the GOP party leadership on Thursday in D.C. Together, we will beat the Dems at all levels." Trump is closer but trails Hillary Clinton nationally by 5 in today's NBC News SurveyMonkey poll.
A 5-point win, if that actually occurs in November, would be a pretty big win for Democrats. It would allow them to pick up numerous Senate seats and House seats.
But Senate Republican leaders sounded upbeat.
We know that Hillary Clinton will be 4 more years of Barack Obama. I think that's going to, in the end, be enough to unify Republicans across the country.
Still, Senator Ted Cruz in Washington, after being beaten by Trump, is not urging his supporters, at least not yet, to back Trump.
There will be plenty of time for voters to make the determination who they're going to support.
West Virginians are voting today in their primary, where on the Democratic side, Bernie Sanders is polling first. He's beating Trump nationally by 13 in the NBC News poll, far more than Clinton.
If you want the strongest candidate to defeat Donald Trump, that's us.
Republicans figure whoever they face, they need unity. Unity is the goal of the Thursday GOP summit. Question is, what will Donald Trump demand to make that deal? I'm Steve Handelsman, NBC News, Capitol Hill.
And we do have an update right now on the presidential race. Donald Trump just won the Republican primary in West Virginia. And closer to home, the Palm Springs Unified School District is expecting to name a new superintendent tonight. The school board is expected to approve a contract for Sandra Lyon to take over on July 1st. She currently leads the Santa Monica Malibu Unified School District, where she has been the superintendent since 2011. She replaces Christine Anderson, who is stepping down after 5 years on the job. While a massive wildfire still rages in Canada, it appears crews are keeping it away from downtown Fort McMurray in Alberta. The fire has destroyed more than 2,400 homes since it started a week ago. It now covers more than 700 square miles with 700 firefighters trying to contain it. More than 25,000 people were forced to flee the fire as entire neighborhoods burned to the ground. Now some Red Cross volunteers from here in the desert are heading north to help with the recovery efforts.
You're never totally used to it because you're going into an area of chaos. So you have to be real flexible. You have to prepare for the worst. Sometimes it's tough because the emotional part of it, when you see people in such a terrible situation, it is hard to deal with. But we do 3 services, the Red Cross. We do sheltering, feeding, and then we provide comfort.
While the wildfire destroyed several areas, crews still managed to save 85 to 90% of the buildings in the town. All right, time now for your first check on weather. KMIR Chief Meteorologist Ginger Jeffries patiently standing by with a look at your first forecast. Hi, Ginger.
Hey there. Yeah, very active day in the KMIR newsroom for sure. But I wanted to share with you some of my favorite things in the Coachella Valley. These viewer photos coming in today, yep, showing that the mornings look really nice. Nice clear skies around the valley, even if you're hiking along in Thousand Palms on our ancient shoreline, taking in the view, whether it be the clear skies or stopping to smell the roses. And hey, look at this one, Thalia. Yep, the KMIR Sun Bus. That's got to be one of my favorite things in the Coachella Valley. This KMIR viewer sending this in saying, hey, saw you guys today in Palm Springs. And yep, we're always cruising around the valley. Maybe not so much with the top down with temperatures so warm. 91 degrees outside. Tried to warn you all last week to really enjoy our mild conditions because they're coming to a crashing halt this week. Very nice conditions over that night, though. Remember, the evenings and the mornings just so nice, but look what happens. We've got triple-digit heat on the horizon by Thursday. I've got your daytime highs up to about 101 degrees, and notice in my coming up in my complete forecast, high pressures in charge. That means high temperatures, certainly a feature of the forecast, but this little heat wave, I call it manageable. I'll explain why. Coming up, my complete forecast. Thalia.
Thanks, Ginger, and we certainly do get around on that bus. Well, you could be seeing a lot more tourists across the Coachella Valley. The Greater Palm Springs Convention and Visitors Bureau announced a new plan today to attract more visitors to the desert. The group hopes to do that by bringing more flights to the Palm Springs International Airport and focusing on art and cultural attractions there. Their goal is to bring more than 16 million people a year to our area by 2026.
We're 9 cities that market ourselves as one destination. We need to draw people here for hotel and tourism and then allow them to choose and experience all that we love about the Coachella Valley. Tourism is our #1 economy here in the Valley, so it's critical for us to continue developing a way to market and attract people to California and specifically to Coachella Valley.
The Coachella Valley currently has about 12 million visitors each year. Still impressive. Well, it was a day to recognize nurses here in the Coachella Valley for all their hard work and dedication to helping people in their time of need. The 11th annual Desert Nurses Appreciation Luncheon, put on by the Rancho Mirage Chamber of Commerce, was held at the Omni Rancho Las Palmas today, honoring our healthcare workers. Our very own Janet Zapala was MC of the event, which makes a point of shining the spotlight on those who don't usually get the attention they deserve.
Because the medical community is such a large part of the Coachella Valley, we want to recognize the entire valley. Obviously, Eisenhower being in Rancho Mirage is, a close friend of ours, but we really feel that it's important to recognize all of the nurses across the valley as best we can.
The annual Nurses Luncheon is held every year during the birthday week of Florence Nightingale, the founder of modern nursing. A new warning this afternoon to tell you about marijuana, what a new study says about people smoking and driving.